Hi everyone, my name is Jose and I'm the lead developer of Liquid Otter, and I'm going to present you the alpha test of the game, Strategy Game Engine. This is a project that was meant to be the end project of the masters of game development and design of the CISE, a New Technologies Institute, but it became a quite huge video game, and it's meant to be continued after the project and to be released eventually. So let's go directly to the game. So let's choose this resolution, for example. Okay, so here we are. So this is the first screen where it's loading. Okay, we are in. So the first thing we have to do is to go straight forward to the select scenario. Let me decrease a little bit the sound. Okay, so the game is a prototype of an engine. What it does is to read all the scenarios that are installed in the scenarios folder, and that's it, and it shows it in this screen. So basically I'm going to show the scenario I have created for the game that is not going to be included because of copyright and trademark issues, because it's based on the Lord of the Rings, and all the names and all the concepts and everything that is related to it is copyrighted. But the game will be released eventually with another scenario called the Fate of Moravia, also of fantasy kind. So in this case, let's go to the World of the Ring. Start game. Okay, the first thing we have to do is to select the nation. The most interesting thing of this game is that it's completely configurable. It consists of several XML files. You can edit to change the nation, the players, the teams, the cities, the armies, everything you want. It's completely configurable, and it starts with some multimedia resources like images, backgrounds, illustrations, 3D models, and so on. And of course, eventually it will be increase the resource database. So we're in a scenario that was configured to be something like the world of the Lord of the Rings. So let's choose one of the Free People. The Free People is this first team. There is another second team, the Nazguls. Each of one has a nation and a place in Mordor or outside Mordor. And the third team that are neutral, that can become Free People or Dark Servants. So basically we have three teams. Again, this is fully configurable. Since we know very well Rohan, because North Gondor is like a lot of action, so let's go with Rohan. Okay, so here it is, some information about the country, about the abilities, the location, the leader, some stats about we are good in economy, we are bad in magic, we have an average location, because I have several neutral nations that can probably or may become dark. A list of the pictures of our nation. Okay, let's go with it. So loading. Okay, we are in. So first about the interface, very quickly. This part of here consists of all the characters I have in my nation. The characters are the main part of the game. If I lose all the characters or all the commanders, I will be out of the game. So basically I can see the kind of the character, taking a look at the icon. This is a commander, a helmet, a knife is an agent, this hat is a magic hat, means that it's a wizard. Actually, as you can see, a character can be mixed, can have different abilities of different kind. And this scroll means that it's an emissary, and I think that basically that's it. Here in the bottom part on the corner, I have more information about the character, all the levels. We can level the character in 4 fields. Then I have the movement, the stealth, so that he or she is not detected during his actions in the world. The stealth, sorry, this is the challenge. I mean, this is the strength when fighting with another enemy players, and the health. Okay, if I click here, I get the inventory with all the items. At this moment, Erkenbrand doesn't have any item. So this part, all along with the character panel, I have the city panel with the production. This is the first line. The second line is the stores. Each turn I store goods. The goods I produce are in the first line, and then with these goods I can craft armor or weapon. Right now I don't have any crafted resources. So this is basically the screen. Here I have the size. This is a two-sized, two level. I mean, it's the second level. It's up to 5. The level from 1 to 5, and I have this is the loyalty. The bigger the loyalty is, the smaller the probability of having riots in it, or being influenced or sabotaged by other countries. I have more information. For example, if I click on Edora as my capital, I have here the fortification level. I have a 3 fortification. It's again up to 5, from 0 to 5, and this star means that is the capital. Okay, basically what I see here in the map is my territory. What is the Gap of Rohan, for the Fangorn Forest, Dunland, some part of Gondor, and the rest of the map I know it. So it's basically I can have a look, and I see that here we have mountains and so on, but I can know what's happening there. So I know that what kind of terrain, but I don't know what's happening. For that I have to go with the character to explore and to scout. Here in the minimap I can see the map. As you can see, instead of banners here, I have, for example, in my case, an eye. That means that this is an army. Here in the map, a banner with the nation icon means that this is an army commander. I mean that this character belongs to me, and it's an army that belongs to me, and is located on this tile. Here we have another army, but this doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the White Hand. This Angrenos actually Isengard. What I can see in the map is my characters, my armies, and others' armies, but I can't see others' characters. So let's see. Let's say it this way: characters act as they are hidden all the time. We can spot characters on the X of the map. We only can do it if I issue special orders, like scrying X's, like scouting, or if they attempt something bad, some enemy actions in our population center. So these are the 3 ways of detecting, of spotting characters. But once they leave that tile, again they get hidden. But the armies are always visible. population centers are always visible unless they are hidden. There are some hidden population centers, as for example in Lothlorien, Karas Galadon, or Rivendell, and so on. So this is about the map. Here what we can see is in yellow the fortification level, and in pink the size level, and the name of the nation it belongs to. Okay, so let's go. By the way, about characters, if I click on any X, for example here, what I can see is the city, the panel, and all the characters that are tracked at that tile. Okay, if I have tracked an enemy player, it will be shown here, but they are difficult to be tracked, as I have already said. So if I click here, I only have one. Friendly characters from other nations of my team are always tracked as well. Okay, so let's have some fun. First, what I have here is some notifications about enemies that have been detected in my map. Here we have an army in a 1 level population center, and here on the corner I have Dol Guldur, so that means that this is Mirkwood. What means that this is Fangorn. Here we have Lothlorien, and so on. So I get also in the first turn, I get a notification about the victory conditions. Victory conditions are the way of winning the game. If I reach or if I complete some of the tasks that are shown here, I get victory points, and all the victory points I have are shown here on the top panel. So these are different tasks. Some of them are fixed because of being Rohan, for example, convincing the White Wizard to join the Free People, convincing the Dunlendings to join us, control population center, and the other are random, are just set randomly during the first turn of the game. All of them give me the victory points that are shown here. Okay. So let's start. I can close already the victory conditions. About the top panel. Here I have a summary of my economy, the taxes, the income I'm getting from the population centers, the gold production. As you can see, and I have already said, all the population centers have some production. One of the resources they can produce in hills or mountains is gold. This gold is added to the turn income. So I have here probably 2 towns that are producing gold. I think because 3,700 is like a lot. So I have a good economy actually. Don't pay attention to the minus amount of money in the income, because the economy in this game works this way. You are very likely to have a minus income all the time, because here the way of controlling the economy is selling goods. So this is the way it's meant to be. Of course, there's very rich countries like probably South Gondor that start with a good economy, with already a good income, and they don't have to sell. But in this case, it's good to support other nations via sending money, sending resources, or training more troops to help in different points of the game. But since we have a negative income, we will have to get money. How we can get money? This introduces to us the orders. So once I click on a character, I get a group of abilities. So these are groups, except this one that is movement, this one that is finish turn, to skip the turn. All the rest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are a group of abilities. The ones that are disabled are because I'm not a character of that kind. So I'm not an agent. I don't have agent abilities. I'm not an emissary. I'm not a mage because I am elf help, who is a commander. So that's why I have only commander. And generic. All the characters have generic abilities. So let's have an overview of the very quickly, because there are a lot. Basically, a commander can, if it's he or she is an army commander, he or she can train troops, increase or decrease, manage the troops, attack an enemy army at the tile, can construct fortification or docks or destruct them, name a new commander, name a character of other kind, for example an agent or a wizard, and hire an army. You see that there are two abilities that are disabled. Hire an army is disabled because I am already an army commander, and I cannot attack because I am at an own population center. Let's go to here we have elf hilt, an agent. Very quickly too, I can steal money, steal supplies, sabotage. These three are for enemy population centers, so I have to go to the enemy population center and either steal money to get it to my nation, steal supplies to rob them and bring them to the nearest population center of my nation, sabotage to destroy the stores. The stores is the second line we have here, and the crafted, this is also destroyed. I can guard a character, a location. That makes the character of the location of the population center less vulnerable. That means that if it's a character, he can prevent or fight better against enemy actions against him, and the location the same. If you guard, enemies will have a lesser possibility of stealing or sabotaging. Assassinate an enemy character. Scout, give information about all the surrounding nexus. This is a very good one. We are going to use it a little bit later. And name an agent. Agents, emissaries and wizards can only name own characters of their own kind. That is, an agent can't name a wizard, for example, but a commander can name either a commander or any character of any kind. About wizards, for example, they can only practice magic, cast a spell. This is also like a group of abilities, because there are lots of spells, and you have a list. We are going to see it later. You have a list of them in a drop down. So clicking here, you can choose the spell from your book of spells and name a mage or a wizard. And let's go to an emissary. For example, Eowyn's an emissary. She has a lot of abilities. For example, let's start from relations. They are like diplomats. They can change their relations, improve or decrease the relations towards another nations. Bribe, to pay money for enemy characters to join you. Influence, to increase the loyalty of your population center. Disinfluence, to decrease the loyalty of an enemy population center. The loyalty is very important because of it depends the riots and the possibility of population centers joining other nations. Create a new population center on another tile. Doubling an enemy character. This makes the character fail every time he or she tries to issue an order against you, and it gives you information about its position. All of this being completely secret for the owner of the character. That's a very good one. Increase the size of the population center, or decrease an enemy size by sabotaging or doing attempting different orders. Name an emissary, and another good order is to uncover secrets. Uncover secrets gives you information about the world, the artifacts in the world, the encounters, the other nations, the surplus, the incomes, the character orders, the armies, everything you can know it. But nations manipulate that information. I'm sorry. Nations manipulate that information, and what you get, the information you get here in Uncover Settings, may be manipulated by other nations. How can you manipulate that information? Clicking here on spread rumors. That's the way you can manipulate the information. So, for example, if you don't want other nations to know about your nation, you click on spread rumors, and the information they might get is going to be misleading. And finally, the generic one, we have tried to trigger an encounter in this X. If it is, disband the character, to issue a duel to an enemy character. To do that, you can't be an army commander. This is like fights between non-army characters. Refuse a duel in case you don't want your character to have any duel this turn, because if an enemy nation issues a duel to your character and you haven't issued this order the last turn, your character will accept that duel. Then transport goods. These transports are percentage of all the goods of one kind or several kinds. For example, 100% of food and 50% of mithril to the population center you are in. Then search for an artifact in this X, in this tile. To craft using the produces the goods you have. Craft weapon or armor, and then caravans and nation caravans. These are for selling goods or buying goods. Nation caravans is for selling and buying from or to your current population center, and nation caravans is for selling a percentage of all the nation goods to the caravans. Okay, so basically that's it. The last thing is, since we have now selected an army commander, that we have here the information about the army. So this is the types of troops that we have: men-at-arms, archers, light infantry, heavy infantry, light cavalry, heavy cavalry, transport, warships, and siege weapons. I don't have anything but cavalry. I'm Rohan. I have lots of cavalry. So basically, I am a 100 cavalry army, and I have a 40 training. This army has a cost of 300 per turn. I have right now 400 food, but this army requires per turn 200. Okay, so this is the first turn. Sorry. Here we can see the X, here we can see the turn, the year, and the season, and I'm ready to go to start the turn. So I'm going to stop here the recording and to start the new one. So see you in the next chapter.